Our learning intention today is to create geometric designs inspired by Islamic art, and to do this we're going to use a compass and a ruler. We're going to start with a square piece of paper, fold it in one direction and then turn it over and fold it in the other direction. And then you've got your central point, and that's where we're going to begin our design. For this design, we're going to start off by making 5 circles that interconnect with each other. So the size of your compass should be about 6 centimetres. So you can measure 6 centimetres using your ruler and get the size of your compass right. Then you start by putting the point of the compass onto the midpoint of your paper and then create a circle. Sometimes it's easier when you're doing a circle to actually turn the paper around rather than trying to go around with the compass. If it goes a bit wobbly, like mine just did, you can go back to where you originally were and go back round. What happens sometimes with your compass is that it will slightly move and then you don't get a perfect circle, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to highlight the bits that we want later and erase the bits that we don't want. So we've got our first circle. Now we're going to make a circle with a point there, there, there and there. We're going to the 4 interconnecting points where your circle that you've just drawn meets the lines. So I'm going to put my point on there and draw another circle, and if I've done it right it should just go to the middle there, which it does. To get a good circle you need to hold your compass by the handle at the top. If you try and this bit there, if you try and hold it by that bit there, that's when your diameter can change. I'm finding it easier to do this, not by turning the paper, just by turning the compass. So you can try yourself to see which is the easiest way for you. And the last one, I'm going to go to that point there and go around. So if I take this as the basis for my first design, you can see the patterns that we've created. Now I can use my ruler and a pencil and I can add more lines to it. So basically, the patterns that are inside look like this and that, but we could use lines to create star shapes. We can use lines to create 5 dividing sections there. You can decide how you want to do yours. So if you wanted to, we're going to make this whole thing into a picture and use chalk pastels to colour it, so something like this. So I've divided up the outer section as well, but I've made sure to make it symmetrical. And to help me do that, an easy way is to fold over your square piece of paper on the diagonal. Let's do that way. And then do it that way. So now I've got some diagonal lines going through my design which will help me. Now I want to keep these 4 petal type shapes there, so I'm not going to go through those, but I am going to do a line that goes from that corner to there. I do a line doing that. And from there to there. And there to there. Lining up the point of the corner with my middle of my paper. Now I might divide it up some more, so I might do a line that goes across. If I measure that down 5 centimetres and do a line from there to there. from there to 5 centimetres that side. And then from there to there. And then 5 centimetres that side. You can just work out your own designs that you want to do. This is just an idea of breaking up your shapes. You can think about different ways to break up your shapes. I'm trying to make sure that when I do this that it's symmetrical, because most Islamic designs are. That one can go from there to there. So I've created an interesting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided shape there. I might want to break this up further and add more to it later, but that's my basic design. And I'm going to put that to one side now. We're going to do a different design using 7 circles. So to do this, fold your paper in half so that you've got the centre again. I'm not going to make a proper fold across this way. I'm just going to press it in there. So I've basically got the centre of my shape. I'm going to take my compass now. I think I'll keep the same diameter. Hopefully it will work just as well. Put my point there, and this time I'm going to do 7 circles. I'll show you how in a second. Start with the first one. Oops. And then where these circles connect with the line, so there and there, I'm going to draw 2 more, just like I did in the last one. I'm putting the point of my compass on where I just did the dot. Circle there. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a dot where those 2 lines cross each other, there and there, and there, and there. And on each of those dots, I'm going to put my compass point so that I've created a design using 7 circles, making sure that I keep my diameter of my circle the same all the time. Now to this dot. So that's created a very definite design in the middle and these designs on the outside. And what I'm going to try and make this into is something like this by adding more lines and more shapes. If you look here, you can either emphasise that part of the design or this part of the design, so you can go for these bigger sections here or the smaller sections there. Also, you can add lines to make different shapes within that design. What I want to do though is I want to add some more circles because I want my design to carry on. You don't need to, you can just do lines and shapes from out here. But I'm going to do a few more circles, so I'm going to look where the interconnections go there. And I'm going to do another circle here. And another circle here. Whoops. It doesn't matter if that happens, you just go back to your point and carry on. And one here, so I'm just looking where the circles connect with each other. I'm putting my point there and there. So it's extending the design out and making more shapes. Now what I noticed, and what I noticed when I was doing this for this painting, is that when I do that, that pattern is missing. So in order to do that, I find where that pattern would come from. So if I put my point there, yes. So if I put my point there, then that would create that extra petal there. So I'm not doing a full circle, I'm just doing an arc. And then I'm going back to this one and working out where I need to put my point so that I can draw an extra arc there, and it's there. So I've drawn an extra arc and that's created the extra circle. So now I've got 3 sets of petals. I'm also going to do something on the outside with this using my ruler, but I'll come to that later. So now you've got 2 pieces of paper, one with a design that was using 5 circles to create our initial design, and we did that on a square of paper, and another design here on a rectangular piece of paper that started off with a design of 7 circles interconnecting with each other, and the design went from there. So you're going to create your own design using 5 circles and 7 circles, and then we'll talk later about how we're going to add colour to those designs.